What's up, y'all? We're back with Teachable Moments, and I'm here with 4 of my friends. They're not my best friends. And I'm Dayla.
I'm Dale.
I'm Danny.
Dana.
Mommy.
Yo, this is Danella. Because that's what Dana just did. Dana.
Like you were just saying, we was talking about like secular music, and I am personally in the music industry. I love music. I write music. Like, music is something that has always been a part of my life. But these past few weeks, I'm just like, man, that stuff be kind of heavy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you wake up and you just like, man, this is such a nice day. You feel so light and refreshed. I'm not trying to hear trap music like first thing in the morning. And so I got to this place where I'm like,
And the crazy part is we never thought we would be there.
I never thought I would be there. I literally was like, those people who do that are weird. Like, you weird if you just listen to only gospel music. You're a weirdo. But it's weird because I've slowly but surely gotten there, and I realize it's because my heart is changing, right? Like, I want to be closer to God. I want to meet him where he is. I can't do that if I'm literally drowning him out with the sound of trap music.
Wow.
How am I going to hear his voice?
That's interesting.
How am I going to hear him? I can't hear him. I don't see it. I don't see it. So I'm literally in this place where I put it on either praise or some type of instrumental music or something.
I listen to classical music
But that
now.
has made me have so much room for prayer also. Like, in that time where I was in the car, driving an hour to y'all house, I didn't spend an hour in worship.
But yeah, like I truly have moved to just classical or jazz because the way music works is it's an opportunity to plant a seed. Even if you just bob into the beat of it, you know what I mean? Like, hands on your knees, let that thing breathe or whatever it's saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's really now a part of your characteristic. It's a part of your personality. And now you're taking it on. And now all of a sudden, that's why certain music you listen to will get you hype. You play Nook If You Buck. Come on, baby. Everybody's trying to Nook If You Buck.
Man, and like Rosie said, it's not enough room for the both of us, bro. You have your brain. If you listen, I'm just going to name Sexy Red. If you listen to Sexy Red all day long, do you realize, think about a song, how many times that playing in your head? Let that go G, baby. Let that go G, baby. Let that go G. Now all the time where you could have been thinking about God or making moves in your life.
That's okay.
You could have been making moves.
Hear a song like
you're
that and
sitting
it plays
here,
in your head.
you're literally
over
sitting
and
here
over.
playing that in your hair, playing it, and now you're taking that on, and now you're taking on that.
You
spirit,
know what that's
and
called?
now you're becoming that.
You know what that's called?
Eating that.
Meditation.
That's
so
why
the
God said to meditate on his
word day and night.
You're meditating on Sexy Red though. That's weird.
Whatever you have in your spirit that you're repeating on replay. That's why God says, eat my word, eat it, digest it, and meditate on it. So when you come up with something, when you're facing something, right? You can say, oh, he'll never put more on me than I can bear. I'm more than a conqueror. Right. I've meditated on his word, and that's what I hear. But when you hear, let that thing breathe, and that's all you hear in your head, you've meditated on it.
And if you put on, let's say you put on gospel instead, right? Now all you hearing is, if he was right? And now that's playing in your head. Now it's a scripture, and now you're meditating on that scripture. And so when you wake up in the morning, you singing that song, right? Your day is changing. You're eating that. You're becoming that. And now your life is changed. Your circumstances change. You have to be careful about what you're feeding yourself, right?
And I know it's so innocent because music is so catchy, and also if your environment is conducive to that, if your environment is promoting that type of music, that's all you hear, Drake or whatever, then that's what's in your spirit. But that's why you see behavior the way it is.
That's why people are just now catching on that the whole music industry is evil, but they forgetting that was the devil's job.
Seriously, that's literally the devil's job.
He
was an angel of music, right?
And they just not catching on, like, oh, y'all didn't see so and so put up the devil's sign. Like,
what are you about to say, Danny?
Because she was gonna say,
hey, bro, and that's not to judge anybody about, because I definitely still do listen.
That's your convictions, and that was another one.
I definitely still listen to secular music for sure. I just don't do it in the first half of the day. You know what I'm saying? But there's some people who don't do it at all. And I think eventually I probably will get to that point, but that's gonna be a rock and a hard place for me because I'm in the music industry. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Nevertheless, it's not to say that you shouldn't be doing it, but it's just the opportunity to offer up that perhaps it would make a little space in your heart and in your brain if you took that portion of the day, at least the morning half. You took that and left that to God.
Yeah.
It's just the opportunity. I ain't condemning nobody.
What were you about to say, Dana, about secular music?
Oh, Danny was...
No, you said you had a lot to talk about. You wanted to say something about secular versus...
Oh, you guys, took the words right out of my mouth. Like, what Dan was saying, I was
everybody knows that, what is it? Death lies in the power of the
Right.
Yeah,
Life and
and then,
death.
like,
Life and death.
Yeah, and then they sit up and sing like the craziest lyrics.
Literally think
ever.
about that.
Kids are literally singing the craziest thing
Like,
ever.
what's that song? What's that song Future got? Percocet, Molly Percocet. Bro, if you sit up all day and repeat Percocet, Molly Percocet,
bro.
what
But
you
no,
think?
it even goes
What you
deeper
think
than
you
that.
gonna be?
Some other lyrics get like crazy.
Why
and
are you
just
saying
regular
that? You're
songs.
speaking that over your life.
It's crazy.
Like, you
Or
really
like
are.
you got kids in your house, and I remember our dad used to not want us to play music around the girls. And I used to be so annoyed, like, God, we can't listen to Katy Perry around the girls.
Yeah.
But like, why are you exposing kids to this? Like,
Well,
this
and
is
also
crazy.
they're willing, innocent vessels who don't know how
They
to
don't
put
even
the
know how
armor
to
of
cover
God on them
themselves
and
you
cover
got
themselves.
listening to Lil Wayne and all this other stuff. This is crazy.
Yeah, and again, excuse me, it's not to bash anybody's gift. You know, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, whomever it is, if that's how you make, you know what I mean? It's a talent. So it is like one of those rock and hard places because you want to celebrate your gift and your talent. But also, I have a responsibility to myself and to my children to cover myself and say, okay, you know what? I can't listen to this right now because it's really like it's influencing me in a manner that I don't want to be in, right? Like I need to dial it back. And if I'm going through a hardship, I better put on some praise and worship that will tell me that he is
Crazy if you going
Jireh.
through it and you still listening to like Sexy
literally.
Red, bro. You have to be like honest.
If you like, can you imagine if you dealing with lust and then you go and listen to Sexy Red and you like, yeah, been that ass over.
Right.
Like, what is wrong?
Mama wants you to stop
I'm
cussing
sorry.
so bad.
I'm sorry. Ashley's gonna bleep it, but I'm just like,
Ashley's gonna
I'm
believe
just
it.
saying, like, it again. I still am. I won't say struggling with it because I'm not at a place where I feel convicted, but I am still. I mean, I listen to secular music, but I'm just more careful now. I'm just listening to stuff that doesn't feel so heavy, stuff that's not what I'm directly dealing with, and stuff that doesn't, speak negativity over myself or the people around me. Like, and again, those are kids. Those are children.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be responsible, and we have to be responsible. Like, I don't want for them to sit in the car with me, and then I'm setting a bad example for them, or I'm sitting here covering them with negative spirits. Like, that's just unnecessary,
Yeah. I saw this video of Cardi B when she had that one song out, that WAP song or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she was listening to it, and then her baby walked in the room. She said, gotta turn the song.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
So even she know. If Cardi B know, then why y'all let y'all kids listen?
Yeah, and then everybody's like, well, why you letting, you put songs out there like that for her. She was like, because this is my art, but I know to cover my children. That's your responsibility to cover your children.
And y'all still letting y'all kids listen to WAP.
Right.
Danny, what do you feel?
I don't know.
Real.
She kind of like a pizza guy had.
She going to her delivery job after this.
But because y'all listen to, like, who are some of your favorite artists?
I used to really like NBA YoungBoy.
He's like one of the worst.
I know.
I don't even know who that
Yeah,
is.
young boy. Yeah,
Just
he's
talk
a
about
rapper.
kids.
I was gonna say, is that a basketball
I had
player?
to remove that from my life because once you think about it, humans are literally so easily influenced. Like, have you ever been talking to somebody and they say something to you that you was like, oh, that's kind of funny, and then you don't even realize that you said it to somebody else, but you go and you have another conversation with somebody else,
their lingo,
and then you
anything,
accidentally say,
You're a sponge.
humans are so easily influenced. If I'm repeating Sexy Red in my head and I'm like, oh, okay, so now I'm gonna apply that to my life, and I'm gonna actually go shoot somebody now. Like, all right.
And I'm gonna put it from not necessarily a worldly standpoint, but a standpoint that not only Christians use, affirmations, right? You know that if you wake up in the morning and say, I am enough, I'm beautiful, I'm talented. People know this. People do this all the time. Everybody knows about I don't know one person who's never heard about affirmations.
So
please,
why don't they
even
think
lie.
about the other side of it?
So why aren't you thinking about the negative side of it? There's a positive affirmation. There can also be negative affirmations, right? And so when you're singing this stuff, when you putting this stuff, when you, not just music either, when you watching stuff, when you on media and you seeing all of it, like, you're eating that, you're affirming that.
Yeah.
You're reintroducing it as your life. You're literally putting that in your spirit directly. Like, you are a sponge.
Yeah.
Your brain is always monitoring. Even if you're subconscious, like, oh yeah, I don't like that. Your brain is always monitoring. And then what you process out of your mouth, it goes in your head, and your subconscious plants that seed, and your body moves forward to make that happen, right?
Yeah.
That's
What were you
how
about to say,
manifestation
Danny?
works.
Yeah, you remember how we used to sit up and watch horror movies and we
I don't watch scary movies anymore. I hate that for me.
Remember when
I
we went
love
to the
scary
movies?
stuff.
Me and Dana went to the movies with one of our friends, and I can't remember which one it was, but it had just came out. It was the series, one of the ones we watched.
The Nun.
No,
it was
Insidious.
Insidious.
Like number 5.
I love Insidious.
We went in there, and I was excited because I was like, oh yeah, I've seen it. And the second it started, I was like, man, this don't feel right. I was
Why
like,
all
oh,
scary
my
movies
God.
gotta be
It was
demonic?
like-
You could
I
just
wasn't even
feel
scared,
it,
bro.
bro.
I was
You
like,
get into just too
I don't
demonic, bro.
want
It was so heavy that you could literally
So
feel
feel
it.
it. Oh
It was
my
you could
gosh.
feel it, bro.
Because
It
they
was
in
like,
there.
alright.
it was like
know
you could almost smell it. That
But
that
you know
sounds
what?
crazy. That
You know
sounds
what?
crazy.
No, it doesn't sound crazy.
That sounds
because
insane, but you
when
can-
people make things, when you make a product, when I make music, I'm making it with an intention. If I'm making this song and it's about love, I'm making it with love coming out of my mouth because that's what's flowing through my heart. So if you're making a movie and it's a movie about a possessed nun like that, whatever, or Insidious, a demon. If it's a movie about a demon, that was the intention when they wrote the movie. So that's the, in a worldly term, that's the vibration that's coming off of it. That's what you feel. You're feeling
things more
spirits.
serious, though.
I don't know why people don't take
So
things more
low
serious.
key, if you watch a lot of these scary movies, like demonic scary movies, you're low key like paying to kind of allow.
You're paying to get poisoned.
You're paying demons to come into your life.
You're paying demons
Like,
to come in your life.
Dang,
It's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
You praying them to prostitute
No,
you, bro.
I remember we used to pray before we put them on. So I'm like, we knew what we were doing.
Oh yeah,
were
we used to
setting
watch
ourselves
because
up.
I love scary stuff, and I still to this day.
I
But
don't like scary
I
movies.
watched.
We
Me and
sit up
Danny used to
just
watch scary
them.
stuff, and then I would cover them, and I would still watch it.
So it's like,
Which was
we
like,
knew what
that's
we were
half,
doing.
like,
Well, I
half.
mean, that's like what I just said
It
about.
may not be on you, but now it's in your house.
Right.
You run around your
Now they
bed
watch you
while you
sleep.
sleeping.
I just
That's
couldn't.
scary.
I couldn't do it no more, bro.
Yeah.
I used to watch this show, Sabrina. Y'all know, like if you're
Yeah.
from the '90s,
Man.
'80s, '90s. There's a show called Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I loved that show. Like growing up, they put out a reboot on Netflix, and I really was so into the show. But it just got to a point where it was like every freaking episode, they was literally praying to a satanic altar, and then they was like doing stuff like blood rituals. And I was like, bro, I cannot watch this anymore.
Right.
And
You
I
know-
really enjoyed the show, but it was just like, yeah, I don't want to see nobody cutting up no chicken.
Right.
Like you wildin'.
What's interesting, I'm sorry,
No,
real
go
quick, is people ask, well, y'all are in the film and TV industry, then you guys will, how do you choose parts? Well, I get their sheets first, right? I get their auditions first, and if it's going to be something like that, I already make a decision. Nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I mean? But then there's going to come a time where you guys will choose whether or not you want to do it.
About that, I think that's what selling your soul is.
Right.
People would sit up all day and be like, oh, there's going to be these Illuminati people with cloaks and hoodies, and they're going to ask you to sell your soul and sign your life away for $1 million. That is not selling your soul. Selling your soul is doing something that goes directly against your beliefs, no matter what you believe. No matter what you believe. Selling your soul is selling out on yourself. The
That's
moment you
interesting.
do something that you said, I would never do this. It would never get this hard or
And
this
we
low
said
for me. Did I
we'll
do that?
never do nothing
That's when you
strange
sell.
for a
And
little piece of
that's when you sell
change.
your soul, right? I know I would never do something strange for a little piece of change, right? But the moment somebody says, hey, if you take this role, you know, and you do like full nudity, which is not something I would ever be comfortable with. If you do full nudity, like, oh, we'll set you. That's the moment I would be selling out.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no white cloak and people offer me to sell my soul to the devil. No, selling my soul to the devil is presenting a bad representation for y'all. Really,
Yeah.
that to me is selling my soul.
Again, there's a responsibility. What were you about to say?
Oh, I was. Now we're
He's
off the
about to
topic
say that.
again. No, now we're off the topic again. That keeps on happening to me. But I was about to say something about. I'm gonna look at you and ask you this because I know that you're the Bible scholar. But do you know that scripture where it's like, once you have one demon, they multiply 7 by 7 by 7 by 7 by 7.
Yep.
And it's like once you invite those things into your life, you're gonna realize that your life is like crumbling, and you're dealing with all these things because you watch those things and you allow those things into your life. And now they're multiplying 7 by 7 by 7 by 7.
And you're like,
and you're
what
like,
is it? And it was
why do I
Insidious
feel like
that you watched
right?
2 weeks
And
ago.
you're like, why do I feel like I can't pay this bills? Why is my husband not treating me right? Because you're literally inviting those things to multiply
You
7
know
by
something?
7 by 7
And
by
those
7.
those spirits sometimes are jealousy, rage,
Oh yeah.
manipulation.
I was,
you know.
something. I like back in the day, people would always talk about, oh, I hate getting off. I don't like being on the internet because I compare and da da da. I never compared myself to people on the internet. I never used to compare myself. I never cared what other people looked like on the internet. I never felt like I was like not equal to people but for some reason, TikTok had this hold on me.
Yeah.
I would be on TikTok, sitting on TikTok for like 12 hours a day. I'm not even lying. Sometimes, like, if I was I just sit there and scroll, and I realize I'm starting to get jealous. I'm starting to get envious.
And you know,
I'm starting
jealousy
to
is witchcraft.
I'm starting. What?
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
jealousy is witchcraft.
I don't know about that.
Well,
She might be
well,
right. I
Jealousy
don't-
is witchcraft.
Jealousy is witchcraft.
Yes, everybody knows that jealousy is the root of witchcraft.
Everybody doesn't know that, Rusty. Only you know that.
everybody
You all
knows
just said what?
No,
Everybody
Mama
always
told me
says that.
manipulation.
I heard,
but
what
come
I
on,
always
I
heard
want to
was
hear what
that-
you're saying.
What I always heard, this is the only thing that I ever heard, was
Where'd you hear that from?
this
Rusty, put it in the
preachers
bus.
preachers all the time that jealousy is the root of witchcraft. Because jealousy, you like, oh, I don't
I
like
see
her.
what you mean.
I want to.
The reason why
cast
people
this over
cast
her.
spells is
Right,
because
like,
of.
ooh. But
Oh,
also, jealousy
that makes
itself is
sense.
witchcraft. Jealousy
Okay.
itself is witchcraft too, because it's like, ooh, I don't like her. I want to give her this, and I want to cast this over her. But I don't know how to explain it. You just need to.
But I get what you're saying.
I heard
I get what
I heard a
you're going
couple
for.
preachers say this
Yeah.
too.
But I never used to take on that type of stuff until I realized I was literally, that's all I was eating though. I wasn't
That's what
praying.
you were eating.
I wasn't praying. I wasn't spending time with God. I wasn't listening to no worship. I wasn't even taking the time in the shower to talk to God. Like I was just sitting there like whatever.
As the
But the
days
only
pass,
thing I'm eating is jealousy,
I think
right?
that we forget that what you reap is what you sow. So what you put in is what you're
gonna get out.
I know.
Yeah.
Like I literally just had to delete. I haven't been on TikTok in like a few weeks for real.
Yeah.
Or maybe I will
You
like
just
an
sent me
hour.
something.
That's what I was. No, it like shows up
No,
later
okay.
for some reason. I was like maybe a little while, but I just can't do
But
it.
that's real. And if you're finding yourself dealing with something that you're like, oh, where did this come from? You have to go and see what you ate. We'll end with that. That's real. Like, what did you consume? Did you see it with your eyes? Did you take it in? You know, are you spending hours? And that's why TikTok is not really conducive for children, because
Like, what are you
TikTok,
throwing up? What
honestly,
did you just eat?
Started so innocent. It was just dances. I go on TikTok now and I see witchcraft almost every day. Hashtag witch. Hashtag
And it
voodoo,
doesn't matter
hashtag-
if you like say that you don't want to see
You
that.
just
either.
use the
They're, like, harass you.
hashtag to hashtag voodoo. I've never seen something so innocently evil ever in my life. Hashtag voodoo. Hashtag I got you. Hashtag yeah. He's here. Hashtag he's here.
Hashtag the devil has a crush on you.
Hashtag the devil has a crush on you.
I'm afraid.
What the
I'm
heck?
afraid. But you're like literally. I know Mama don't want me to say this, but you're
Don't
literally.
cuss.
No, I was gonna say you're raw dogging other people's intentions.
Damn.
That's still.
Other
Damn.
people's intentions though, like
Yeah.
other people's want, other people's desire. Or I'll get on TikTok and people will be sitting here like, oh, you know, I can't afford this and this and this, and oh, we're poor. I'm just like, I'm not,
yeah.
but I'm sitting here taking that in.
And again, it like there are things that I've experienced. I'm like, oh, this don't belong to me.
Yeah.
This ain't mine. This don't
I
belong
have
to
to
me.
identify a spirit. Be like, yeah, I don't recognize that.
Yeah, this don't belong to me. Like
I ain't never been jealous.
I've
in my
never
life.
been
yeah,
jealous.
yeah, yeah. I've never
been a
had
jealous girl.
self-esteem
I'm like, what's
issues.
that?
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
never
know what
had
that
like
is.
like I see you.
Yo,
What is that?
I've never had self-esteem issues in my life
Yeah.
before last year. I've
Me-
never been
same.
jealous of. I have never been jealous of
Same.
another person in my life or compared anybody to my life
Oh my
before
gosh,
last
that's so
year.
fun.
You just
God is the reason for everything. If you have answers, if you have a problem, go to God.
Yeah.
period.
I just say my final thing is don't question God. Like I know it hurts, but like this is only just the temporary feeling. Like we're not gonna be here forever, so I'm just saying like God knew what he was doing. Like he always knows what he's doing, so don't question God.
I think I would say if it feels like bad things are happening and God isn't present, it's either because, like I said earlier, you're not close enough to hear him, or he wants you to wait for something. Pretty much the only two answers. That's pretty much it. When it feels like it's quiet, either you're not doing your part, or he just wants you to be patient.
My final thought is I think that we've by now already heard that sermon where it goes like, you're worried about what's going on in the season of your life, but wasn't the teacher always quiet while he was teaching? We've heard that before. But
No, why wasn't the teacher always quiet when you taking the test?
right. But if God helps you during this test, don't you think that would be cheating? Because what would you learn from this? What would you learn from the season in your life? He would be helping you cheat on the test, right?
Yeah.
So
That's true.
if God helped you in the season
God
in your
ain't
life
no
where you
cheater.
feel like you struggling,
Yeah.
what would you have learned?
Yeah, I have, my final thought would be a song that I think I learned when I was little. Y'all learn, everybody learn. It says, oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see.
That's so creepy. to me.
Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you
Yeah,
see.
it's
Mhm.
scary.
For the Father up above, who is looking down below. Right. And then, oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. And it's because it's literally teaching you how to put on your armor and to protect yourself from the things, your eye gates, your ear gates. And I know some of that stuff sounds really creepy, but, you know,
No, it
it's
is creepy. It's meant
It
to be
is
creepy, though.
creepy, but
But
what
it's
is.
true, and so either you can
Suit up.
know and suit up, or be out here naked. This has been